Hey, my hair's all messed up. Just took a shower. Anyway, here's my printer. Unfortunately, oops, wrong way. Unfortunately, there's a set screw on the side of this block that holds the heating element. I forgot. Oh, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, I over tightened the screw, and now I'm screwed. So, what I need to do is go in and rethread it with a larger screw, set screw. And that's the plan. So I had to take it all apart, as you can see, so I can have access to it easily. I should really take the whole thing off completely, but in order to get it off, I'd have to take all this off, which is why I removed this cover to see what I would have to do. And I decided I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to rethread this while it's here. At the very least, get this piece out of the way. Okay. Make sure, try not to get little pieces of metal, because when you're rethreading a hole, it's literally cutting pieces of metal out. I thought I could just put a new set screw in and force it through, because this is an aluminum block, and have it cold cut new threads, but it's beyond my ability to, because of the limited access here. I'm going to have to cut new threads, and that's where I'm at. So, and yes, I have a mustache now. So let's see what we can do here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see much from there, but that's probably the best view possible. Here's the item where I need to. So I guess I'll go ahead and do it. There's not much to it. You put the bit in and just start cutting into the old hole. This comes with a drill bit to enlarge the hole to the correct size of the tap, but it's already the correct size because I over tightened it so much. So I can just go ahead and start cutting with the tap. So pretty sure it's the correct size. Let me check. Let me double check again. Oh, maybe not. According to this. That's interesting. Because it says 632, and that's the set screw I have, is a 632. But it doesn't look nearly as big as that. It looks pretty small. Okay, now where did I put that other set screw? Oh, here it is. So, I don't know if I can focus here. Here's the set screw on an Allen wrench. Yeah, I guess it is pretty close to that size. The threads match, that's for sure. Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to drill it. I guess the drill bit that I used that I thought was the correct size wasn't. Now the question is, how am I gonna get a drill bit in there? Or the drill. So, well, it didn't take very much to get through. I just did it by hand. Okay. I'm seeing all kinds of pieces of metal coming out. All right. Let's get this started. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to use this handle there because it's just going to get in the way. But I'm going to give it a try. Packaging drives me nuts sometimes. Oh, I see. I didn't think the opening was big enough for this thing, but it is. Okay, so let's bring that out. Sure is loose. Okay. Yeah, it's still loose. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I didn't get far in enough. Didn't loosen it enough, probably. Maybe. Oh yeah, there we go. Now it's in. Oh yeah, that's better. Oh yeah, I should be able to do this with this. Okay, the hard part is having it not move on me. The other problem is getting it to flip over here past the. That is a doozy. Probably should have put a little bit of oil on it. Doesn't like that middle spot. I'm gonna put some oil on it. I'm gonna pause it and I'll be right back. All right, definitely a little bit of looks like I broke through already. So let's bring it on back. It's a lot easier backwards and forwards. Actually, why don't I? It's too tight. You gotta be really careful on bringing it back out because you can accidentally cut or mess up the new threads you just put in. Okay. Lots of little shiny bits right in there. That's all the metal that got cut out. And there's probably still some more in there, unfortunately. Let's get the compressor going and we'll try to blow some of that out. I'll hold a piece of paper on the back side to catch any of that from flying all over the place and interfering with the operation of the machine or the belts and all that. You don't want to get pieces of metal stuck in on the belts. All right, in case you're worried, I got a new piece of paper towel, and we don't need a long pressure. Actually, let me turn this off. You don't need that much. You don't need a whole lot of pressure to get the pieces of metal out. Because there's not going to be a lot more left in there. In fact, I see pieces down here, down below. Hey, that's all you need. Just a couple spurts of air, and that's it. Okay, new set screw. All right, oops, new set screw. 632. The old one must have been 4. I don't know, 4 something. Okay, this one seems to be going in pretty good. All right. So remember, do not over tighten your set screw that holds the, what's it called? The, do not over tighten the set screw that holds your nozzle in place. In fact, my nozzle here has, it's round, right? Let's come in here. It's round, but if you look closely, well, maybe you can't see it, but I can see it. There's a little flat spot on there to line up with that hole for the set screw. And I didn't line up that flat spot to hold it in place, so I over tightened it to compensate for the roundness of, because I wanted it to look kind of pretty, I guess, or I wanted the nozzle to line up left to right, you know, just square with the machine, and that was just a bad idea. Oh, you don't need to look at me. You don't need to look at the ceiling. So I lined up my nozzle, tried to square it off with the machine to make it look kind of good, and that was a bad idea. So I still don't know why I'm getting filament coming off of the sides here. So I guess I'd have to take the whole thing apart or something. There must be a separate way out for all that. Anyway, I'll figure it out. Hey there, Fierce Tiger fans. Well, I tried tapping that set screw hole on my machine, and it didn't work. I screwed it in. I tried not to screw it in too tight, but it still stripped the threads again. So, and the reason is, and I'm going to show you here. Okay, so there's a hole on the side, and then it goes in like so, and then it goes all the way in like so, and then there's another hole where the set screw is, right? Well, right here where the threads are, okay, there's only, if I do a cross section here, so here's the main body, right? And then you got the, where the, that's where the let's pretend we cut it down in half. where the print head, that's where the print head is inserted, right in this channel here. And the set screw, there's this hole here. Let's draw these lines a little thicker here if I can. Oh, maybe I'm running out of ink here. Okay. Anyway, so the set screw goes right there. So this big circle here is a channel, and for some reason they made it really deep and then only made enough room here for maybe a couple of threads. Okay, so, and that's at what is it, 4/64 or 4/32. Anyway, it's a small screw. Well, I made this hole bigger and put bigger threads in. So let's say it had maybe 3 threads to grab onto to put in there, right? So I went from a 4 to a 6 size. And so essentially that's going to reduce the number of threads from 3 to 2 threads. Well, that wasn't enough threads to hold the force of this set screw that gets inserted here to go all the way in to the marker's not working so well. Okay, so that set screw was doing too much force to hold the 6/32 set screw in. And that's because they didn't leave enough room here, between here and here, to put enough threads. And there's no reason for this hole to go so deep in. They could have done half of that hole and then put a set screw. And they'd have more threads. More threads means it has more friction, more power, it could withstand more force on the threads. The other thing is that this piece is made out of aluminum and the set screws are made out of steel, so the set screw can obviously withstand more force on their threads than the aluminum can. So that's why this piece here gets stripped. So, my solution? Well, my solution will be to put an insert in here that already has 632 threads. Since this hole is already made, I've increased the size, there's no way I can make it smaller, right? Okay, since it's already set to 6/32, and they're slightly, well, they're stripped to some degree. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put an insert in here, that already has threads for 6/32 in here. And so now, well, this is actually quite thin. You know, I make it look, so this is going to extend way. I just blew it up for a year so you could see what's going on here. So this insert will go in this hole. I found it with threads already on it. It's aluminum, but it has more threads. So it should withstand more force when I put the set screw in and tighten it up. So that is the current plan. My only problem with this plan is this insert that I have is slightly larger than this hole. So I have to grind around the insert, and well, that's what I'm about to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to attach it to a drill, try to carefully, evenly grind away on the outside of the round cylinder, and it'll be a hand fit. But that's the only solution I have at the moment, other than to buy a whole new complete print head with the vanes and all the other stuff already connected to it.